YouTube, it's Brian Phillips. Look what we've got here, the OMP Hobby, omp-bm-ry Bushmaster. We're gonna fly today. It's huge, it's delectable. We're flying it on 5006S Gen 2 this time, just to see how things go. Obviously, we've added the LEDs and a little bit of crash damage from the initial flights where I hit a snowbank. We're gonna try not to hit any snow today.
Hopefully.
And in order to avoid hitting snow, we actually waited until there wasn't snow on the ground. Look at that turning radius, it's just ridiculous. Okay guys, here goes nothing. I haven't flown this thing for a long time. Out of the flaps. 5006S, those bright LEDs really help. And this thing is just rock solid, folks. Okay, full landing flaps here. I do have this thing set up for crow as well. Flying on a Lemon 7-channel with stabilizer. Let's try a prop hang here. Oh yeah, 30% throttle, 40% throttle. That is just crazy, guys. Okay, we'll just get it going back down. Fly right out of it. Some takeoff flap action. We have the CG right on the wing spar. Okay, going behind this time, 4 steps to the right. Perfect. Full landing flaps now. Trade spots. Thank you. Just fly around the bowl a little bit here. This plane is just like the mix between the do everything, take off flaps now, and everyday flyer, because it really does fly amazing. But then you can also do crazy performance stuff with it. And I mean, I'm not a 3D pilot, and look at that, guys. It's just chilling there. It's just chilling there. Just chilling there. And that's one of the reasons why I love this plane, is that even though you don't have to be a 3D pilot, you can still appreciate the fact that it can do it. And I'm not even full-length ailerons here, folks. Just trying to do some clean maneuvering. It's a little harder to do that on foamies because they just have a different density to them. And this thing is just solid, you know? Also, we're flying with a heavy pack. It doesn't need to be such a huge pack to fly. But I figured on 5006S, it'd be a good kind of middle ground. And I was thinking of trying full landing flaps here. I was thinking of trying it on 7006S if this goes well, because it has such a huge opening for battery. So some slow flight performance. Right over our UPS stick. Keep it nice and flat here for this maneuver. We had rain all afternoon, just kind of on and off into takeoff flaps now. A little bit of coordination on the turn there to make it look more like a real plane. Okay, and then we'll just do it just like the real planes do. That's the craziest part of it, is it just feels fine doing all these crazy things. And it makes my heart cringe because I'm like, that should not happen right now. So now what I want to try is just a few touch and goes maybe. Okay. We have an 8-minute timer set. Since this is a Gen 2, I don't have any telemetry to tell me how much juice I have left. Sorry, Omp, that was pretty embarrassing. Maybe this time we'll get an actual touch and go that doesn't involve a bounce. And for those of you that don't realize, we don't have a lot of room to develop a nice touch and go on a bigger model. So I'm gonna try, we got a little bit of wind coming from the right to left now. I'm gonna just pop in right over the top of this cherry tree, jog around it, and the UPS stick and see if we can get down in time. A little bit touchy on the pitch axis today, because I just feel like you could go more nose heavy or you could go more tail heavy, and this thing would do it either way, just depending on your flying style. That's why this plane is crazy. You guys see this stuff? This is not the type of maneuvers that Brian Phillips RC makes. Upside down, low throttle, and just kick it right out. It's crazy, folks. I feel like I'm actually a 3D pilot when I do stuff like that. And that's honestly, I think what this plane is all about, is if you want to do 3D, you can do 3D. You don't have to do 3D. You can fly just like a scale plane and just really enjoy it, because it is absolutely beautiful. And because it's such a capable plane, you get away with just about anything you want, because it just does a great job of it. Now, let's try some crowage here. Takeoff flaps now out of the landing flaps. Okay, we're gonna come around and try for a steep approach. Okay, bleeding off a little bit of our inertia into full landing flaps. Okay, there's our crow. Boy, that gets that thing to the ground. And then out of the flaps. I don't know if you guys can hear the scream, but I can. I love that scream, it's so cool. Okay, take off flaps. Whoa. That was a little close to the fox and eagle killing zone. Camera crew?
Yeah.
Okay, full landing flaps here. There's a little bit of confused winds from our back. Kind of rough on the landing, and I am janking it to try to get it to go where I want, and you'll notice that the tail wheel is kind of not straight now. See that? So I have to fix that real quick. Now, let's talk about this for a second. I put my crow on this switch, okay? So we still have aileron roll authority, takeoff flaps, still have roll authority, still have spoilers, okay? So spoilers are separate from the crow function because of the way we set this up with the Lemon RX 7-channel with stabilization. So if you want to see how we did that, all you have to do is go back to the unbox build radio setup for the original Bushmaster, and you can see what's going on, and you'll see exactly how we set it up. However, we set it up on an NX8, and I've since switched it to the NX10. So let's take a look at this tail wheel. This is something we've struggled with a couple of times. Camera crew's going to the right. See how it's kicked all the way to one side?
Oh, yeah.
This is something I've struggled with on this plane a number of different times, and mostly because I've not landed it very well. And if you ever have this happen, there is a set screw that you have to set. But the thing I like about this one is that on the fly, you can just center it up and just go to town. And seriously, this plane takes off so easy and lands so easy that I'm just gonna do that, and then later I'll set the set screw. Camera crew's cringing, and she's kind of in my way of where I'm trying to go to, so I can turn around and take back off. So we're gonna try this again. That's our 8-minute timer's up, so we're gonna go ahead and fly some more just because we can. So guys, if you've never experienced the Bushmaster, I think you're gonna love it. You should definitely check it out. We have links in the video description below where you can buy one from, and then you can help support Brian Phillips RC and then the partners that help us to bring you this amazing footage. Let's try another. There we go. As you can see, definitely very gentle on the touchdown. It still wants to bounce on us. And so out of sheer protest, the Bushmaster has decided to do a series of figure 8s up here for your viewing pleasure rather than touch and goes.
Raindrops.
So much fun, guys. See, now if I was a real 3D pilot, I'd be doing that down here at our feet, but I'm not, and that's okay. I don't need to pretend to be something I'm not. And truthfully, I'm gonna land because I'm getting some rain. And even though a real Bushmaster would have flying it all day long, we are gonna land it because I don't wanna screw up my transmitter. Nice little 3-wheel landing for you. And we kicked it around like usual. So guys, if you haven't seen this plane yet, if you haven't tried one out, you wanna check it out in the link of the video description below. You can help support Brian Phillips RC by buying that plane, the associated receiver, which of course is the Lemon RX7 channel, and the battery that we used in this particular flight was a 5000 6S Gen 2. You could get away with Gen 1, or you could get away with smaller or bigger because there is tons of room in that cavity. But the way we set ours up, 5000 slips in there okay, and you can get to your battery leads, which we did have to build an extension. So just keep in mind, go and check out the Unbox Build Radio setup and you can see what we got going on. Beautiful plane, never fails. Stay tuned, so much more from Brian Phillips RC.